morning, good afternoon, good evening, and you're walking with Mr. Clay. I'm Mr. Clay, and we're in Isaiah chapter 34. Isaiah chapter 34 as you prepare. Yes, and first of all, we want to thank the Most High for all of you that have been with us since the beginning, and those of you who have been with us here and there's about, and those of you who have just subscribed. Also, those of you that are contemplating subscription. Yes, we're controversial. The Bible is always controversial. And we just call those things that are not as though they are. Like, share, and subscribe. All praises to the Most High. Isaiah chapter 34. Yes, we're living in a time that the transitions of power is beginning to be more so, should I say, everyone will have his own sovereignty. There will be no bullying. This has to stop. It's going to stop. But then we don't know where it's going to go from there. All we know is there was a stone hewn out of a mountain because of the gross negligence of the commandments, statutes, and ordinances of the Most High from the earth, as we know it today, is going to be put down and pounded into dust, and then shall the reign of the Most High be. And until that time, we still have a lot of things to go through, even within ourselves, to weigh ourselves, to look in the mirror of the statutes, commandments, ordinances, and laws of the Most High, that mirror of the law, to see ourselves honestly and accountable, just being accountable unto the Most High and accountable to ourselves. Yes, and also I've been thinking about, should I say, I never seen where there was demon possession in the Old Testament. Have you seen it? Where was one spitting on the ground and bound up with chains and all these other things in the Old Testament? I mean, the Old Testament, yes. I think I said that. But nevertheless, the Old Testament, where is it? Can you find one instance where someone was demon possessed and the demons were cast out of them in the Old Testament among the children of Israel? We'll put it that way. I am waiting. But nevertheless, here we go again. Isaiah chapter 34. Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of the I Am is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them, and he hath delivered them to the slaughter. Yes, the known world is whom is referred to, because although there were few people that have scattered all over the earth wasn't divided at the time of Peleg. It was just before the earth was divided. The book of Genesis says, for those of you who don't believe in the book of Enoch, Jubilees, and Jasher, yes, you don't have to believe it. It says what it says, and the rest of the Bible concurs with it. Now, as far as the New Testament, that is an attachment to the original things. That is an attachment. That's not part of the Testament. The Testament, there is no New Testament. That's an attachment they call new. Because the new things that they brought about are the, should I say, the devices of men. But it's also allowed because of Deuteronomy chapter 28. Now, in verse 3, he says, their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountain shall be melted with their blood. Not going to be buried. It is grotesque, a stinking carcass of a person. It doesn't, you might as well take some eucalyptus rub and put it under your nose. order just to smell it and try to divert away from the smell of carcasses. Even animal carcasses stink. Now all the host of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and their host shall fall down as the leaf falleth from the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree. You see, they sort of reworded this in the New Testament also. If you go back and see during Matthew 24 and all those other places, you shall see. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea, and upon the people of my curse to judgment. Jacob I loved, Esau I hated. Why? Ask why. Why? Ask why. Because what did Esau do? He despised the blessing of the Most High. Many of us do despise the blessing of the Most High. Even in this day and time, we despise the blessings of the Most High. We despise the Most High, many of us, because we've been besieged by devils and lying wonders and many things that don't make sense. But we say the I am don't make sense because we want our way. We love our whoredoms and our whorings after whatever is our desire. Whether we steal it, embezzle it, or whatever we do, unalive for it, yes, we do these things. He says, Idumea, and pour on the people of my curse to judgment. Now, what is a curse? God's curse is upon those who forsake his covenant, that have agreed with the Most High. All that the I Am says, that will we do. And the unicorns shall come down with them, and the bullocks with bulls, and their land shall be soaked with blood, and their dust made with fatness, made fat with fatness. For it is the day of the I Am's vengeance, and the year of recompenses for the controversy of Zion. Israel, period, regardless of Judah or the other 10 tribes, have put the Most High behind their backs and turned unto idols and dumb things. Extra gods, whether seen or unseen, whether made of images, they have made gods out of many things, as well as Egypt, which have come up before the Most High in previous chapters. Yes, that is so. The day of the I Am's vengeance, they use that in the book of Revelations. But the day of the I Am's vengeance was the time of Medo-Persia. Media-Persia, not Medio, but Media-Persia. The Persians and the Medes. That was the time that the Most High used men to rock the earth. They rocked the earth with the help of the Most High because of the wrath. They executed the wrath of the Most High. Many times we look in the scriptures and we find out that it was nations and men that have executed the wrath of the Most High. It wasn't just ta-da, fire. Yeah, you can put Sodom and Gomorrah, fire falling from heaven, fire, at the time of, should I say, Elijah, when he called fire down from heaven upon the guards of Ahaz, and until the time they began to, or should I say Ahab, until the time that they had came on their knees begging please, because they had to obey the command of the king. It was their oath. The same thing with the militaries of today. They have an oath unto the, what they call the commander-in-chief, whether it be supreme leader or your presidents or whatever. That is what they have to do. Some of them may be put to death because of their insurrections or desertions, but most don't. They just let them go, maybe throw them in jail for a few days, and they just like anybody else, deserters. But at one time they were executed. But he says now, He says, for it is the day of the I am's vengeance, and the year of recompenses for the controversy of Zion. And the streams thereof shall be turned into pitch, and the dust thereof into brimstone, and the land thereof shall become burning pitch. In other words, your house gonna be on fire. The mud catches a fire. It burns it hard enough. The straw inside the brick and everything is gonna start burning, period. And it shall not be quenched day nor night, and the smoke thereof shall go up forever from generation to generation, and it shall lie waste. None shall pass through it forever. Yes. Who is he talking about? Edom. But the cormorant in the bitterness shall possess it. The isle also and the raven shall dwell in it, and he shall stretch out upon it the line of confusion and the stones of emptiness. Now, if you have the funds and you have the heart to go and tour these places, I mean, those of you in Africa can tour wherever you want to, because it's cheaper to do it while you're in that area. But the fact is that you go to Idumea, you go to the land of Edom, you're going to find out that it's desolate. It is. Mountains and different places there. I mean, it's just desolate, period. Nothing there but rocks, owls, and whatever. It used to be a place that was thriving and bustling at one time. Now, he says, the raven shall dwell in it, and he shall stretch out upon it the line of confusion and the stones of emptiness, and they shall call the nobles thereof to the kingdom, but none shall be there, and all her princes shall be nothing. They shall all be demised. And the thorns shall come up in her places, nettles and brambles in the fortresses thereof. And it shall be an habitation of dragons, lizards. That's what he's talking about. Fire dream, like you see in these cartoons and movies, How to Train Your Dragon. No. The dragons are really just lizards. A court for owls. Owls eat lizards. Yes, they do. They have food there. Now, it says, now, wild beasts of the desert shall also meet with wild beasts of the island, and the satyr shall cry to his fellow, and the screech owl, and also shall rest there and find for herself a place of rest. There's going to be food. They don't have to look through a canopy of trees. But the fact is, their food will be plain. If the food moves, they're going to get it. That's the way those owls are. Vultures are too. When they see a dead carcass, they got a feast for themselves. The Most High did that, just like he did a scavenger in the waters or in your fish tank. Your scavenger cleans up all the dung and everything else in your fish tank. And you have those, the Most High has to have these scavengers that they might eat up that which is decayed and will cause disease and sickness. He does it for you and the rest of the animals, that they might eat, and he designed their innards that they could digest these things, whereas you cannot. But some of us, we do try in this world to just ingest anything, even ourselves. This is wild. Yes, it is crazy. But it says, there shall the great owl make her nest. Again, seek out the book of the I Am. What is the book of the I Am? The book of the law. Seek it out, he says. He's telling Israel to seek it out, Judah especially, and read. No one of these shall fail. None shall want her mate. For my mouth has commanded, and his spirit, it hath gathered them. This is what Isaiah is saying. No one of these shall fail. That is those things that are in the book of the I Am. None shall want her mate, for my mouth has commanded it. And as far as what he's saying here is ambiguous, and it can be taken either way. None shall want her mate. He's talking about marriage. Let's keep going. And and he hath cast the lot for them, and his hand hath divided it unto them by line. And they shall possess it forever, from generation to generation shall they dwell therein. This is the destruction of Edom during that time, and it has come to pass. Yes, all of this, whether you see something that is ambiguous, is more likely, if it doesn't make sense, it's more likely inserted. Or the translators, the original translators, did something that was not right. Because you have to realize they were not translated by the original people that could speak two languages. They were translated from the original language to the language of the translator. And that could go either way. So we tried to make sense of it. Just like they tried to make sense of how that the words were spoken backwards. But only those who spoke that language understood the order in which it was spoken. And it made sense to them. Now, the Most High has a time in this time of Isaiah, and that time was during the time of Medo-Persia. All these things in Isaiah have come to pass. Yes, they have come to pass. And it is done, except for this Isus, this Yahushua, this Yahusha. This never happened. But nevertheless, you have to read, comprehend, and understand who the Most High is. If you understand the law of the Most High, then you will understand the Most High. There is no one beside the Most High. It is an abomination. It is idolatry. It is making heaven null and void when we have another God beside our God, our Creator. And if we do those things that our Creator and our God have commanded us, even the book, which is given to us today in the historical form, if we just do those things, we will have peace.